So here's a story of something that makes me lose sleep sometimes when I think about it. And just to clarify, maybe lose sleep metaphorically, so I could be like in the middle of the day working on something and then my heart drops upon thinking of these things. Okay, so when I started student teaching at Ensign Intermediate School, I was helping my master teacher not just in her enhanced math classes, but also her AVID classes. And she had 2 of those as well as 2 of the enhanced math classes. And in AVID on Tuesdays and Thursdays, there were tutorials, and that's where people get in groups of 4 or 5, and they have tutorials, so they usually have math questions, math or science questions, and they work together. And sometimes they need help from us volunteers or student teachers or the teacher. And so that's kind of why I jumped on board for that, so I could help them. And it was in the beginning of my student teaching, and I'm just getting to know these students. So I'm floating around waiting for questions to be asked, hands to be raised. And I remember I was just kind of a bit bored and just standing there and just looking outside. And whenever that happens to my autistic brain, I literally space out sometimes and just think. And when that happens with an autistic brain, that we literally like get distracted and such. And I don't know what I was thinking, but all of a sudden, somewhere in my thoughts, I start to hear audible voices. Help, 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 we need help. And the audible voices got louder and louder and louder. And then I all of a sudden just jumped back into reality. And there in the foreground to this daydream, or whatchamacallit, I see the students in this group all looking at me with their hands raised. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I quickly again jump into reality and I help them. And I was such a daze that it took probably a little bit longer for me to get my bearings straight, but I got the understanding of the question and I helped them out. I forget what the math question was, but I'm like, what they must have thought, and I assured myself that I would never let that happen again.